Alright, so this will be a quick module on time management and how to achieve your goals faster, how to get more done. Sometimes I get asked a lot, like, especially when you're first starting out, there seem to be like an insurmountable, amount of tasks, and like, how can you get more done? How do I like do more things? So this is something that I reflected, this has been what I've been doing for quite a while. That has served me to date, so I just want to share this to you. So first of all, you need to have this in mind, you must be obsessed with wealth, with your work as in, I mean, like, if your work is directly related to you making more money, you must be obsessed with it. Why? Because money is the most competitive thing on the planet, Hence, it'll be one of, if not the most difficult thing that you can get your hands on. So like, for example, if there's a room of like 100 people and you ask, oh, who wants to be like enlightened and achieve like spiritual elevation stuff? Maybe a handful. Then you ask, oh, who wants to be married, to the love of their life? Maybe even more people, Then you ask like, oh, who wants to have a healthy body and stuff? Most would. But you ask who wants to be rich? Almost like 99 people would raise their hands, Hence, getting money is like an uphill battle. Money flows upwards, where it's more difficult, that you're going through the hoops, the challenges and stuff. That's how you reach money, Money is like at the top of the mountain where you gotta climb to reach it. So you need to be obsessed, devoted, and prioritize and give it your all every single day to achieve wealth and build wealth and create wealth, And when you're first starting out, especially by yourself, you need to understand that one input of your time equals one output. So when you're first starting out, you must work hard, because that's the only way you can get closer to your goals. Only later down the line, when you can start using tools like automation stuff, or you're able to like hire other people, that's when you're able to multiply your output. For example, like Warren Buffett, he's a billionaire, He doesn't work hard in the technical sense, but he works smart, where the quality of his good decision, one input in, he's able to affect, the decisions of billions of dollars of companies through all the managers that are under him, all the, executives and people that are under him. So his one input is equal to 200 output, And that's when you gotta work smart later down the line. But when you're first starting out, you must work hard, because one input at a time equals one output. It's like driving a car, When you're first starting out, when you're driving a car by yourself, you stepping on a pedal this much, then it goes this far to your destination. It gets this much closer to your destination. But later, once you're able to like hire somebody to drive you and stuff, your input will get you closer to your goals, and be multiplied through other people's work. Therefore, when you're first starting out, you need to learn how to prioritize your time and get more work done, even when you're not at your workstation. So this is a personal tip that I reflected and found that, actually, this has been serving me really well. And that's why I wanted to share this with you, when I discovered this epiphany that I've been implementing in my life for the past many, many years, So the NVIDIA CEO, this guy is a billionaire, Jensen Huang. In a video, somebody interviewed him, this is what he said, He said, when asked about his work-life balance at a recent interview, the founder and CEO of NVIDIA said that he begins to work from the moment he wakes up, and he works 7 days a week, and even when he's not working, he is thinking about work. So this guy works 7 days a week. And when I met John Paul DeJoria, the billionaire as well, he also said the importance of working 7 days a week. I think later down the line, like it's fine, to have like a day off or like half a day off or something, once a week and stuff. But you get the gist of it. I'm not here to debate with you like, oh, should you work like 7 days a week? Like, what is even work, or like, whether you should sacrifice this, prioritize this. I'm giving you the overarching framework on how to do things, If you want to get more things done, if you want to achieve higher level of sort of results when it comes to making wealth, you just need to be more obsessed with it, It's fine if you want to live like a laid back, chilled life and stuff, but if you really want to, achieve immense amount of wealth, you need to be obsessed, Even 7 days a week, even when you're not working, you got to think about how can you get closer to your goals, And even John Paul DeJoria, he said working 7 days a week has been his advantage. And when I reflected in my personal life, now obviously like, I don't have like a family or children of my own, so I was able to work 7 days a week, and I found that Sunday was really productive for me because my team like are not able to reach, like don't really contact me on Sundays, and I feel like when I look back, like working on Sundays helped me get closer to my goals way faster. When I'm able to, it feels like I have this extra day to get more done, and you just gotta put in the raw input, the raw sheer work in it to get more done, to get to your goals faster. Now, obviously, if you have like, your religious faith commitment or your children, your family and stuff, I'm not asking you to sacrifice that. Maybe sometimes you gotta learn how to prioritize or maybe spend a bit less time. That's up to you to decide. I'm just sharing with you what has worked for me and what, billionaires have shared as well, You can see Michael Phelps, he is the swimming champion, world champion for the longest of times. He works 7 days a week. He swims 7 days a week, He say he's never taken a day off. I think for the past, don't know how many years, I remember I watched this video of his. He said he works 7 days a week for don't know how many years of his life, And that's why he's at the top, That's why I said, like, if you want to achieve immense level of wealth, this is the amount of sacrifice and stuff you got to give. If you want to live like a chill, laid back life, that's up to you to decide, And again, like, why I shared that money is the most competitive thing on the planet is to give you a caveat that, to make money, even if you want to make like 6 figures, if you want to replace your job or whatever, it's not like, oh, you can be laid back. From my observation so far, unless like some people are really lucky, some people are really lucky, like the first thing they do, like it hits off, then they don't work that hard, but they get successful, Everyone's different. There's an element of luck, but for myself, and I'd say for most people I see, even if I make a decent living, because money is the most competitive thing on the planet, it changes so fast. Everybody wants to, hop on the same bandwagon, like whatever you're doing right now. Everybody wants to do the same thing as well to get that pot of gold. That's why it's not like, even if you want to make a small amount of money and live chilled back, it's not like, oh, you can just spend this little amount of time and achieve that, Because money is the most competitive thing on the planet. Even if you give your all, you work 7 days a week, you sacrifice every single thing. Maybe for some people, due to luck or some factors, at best they can achieve 6 figures, which is plenty, that's like enough to replace your full-time job and stuff. Even somebody who devotes 7 days a week of their life, give it everything, they might not be a millionaire, might not be a billionaire, that's fine, they earn a 6-figure salary. Some people go on to become millionaires, billionaires. There's a lot of element of luck and other factors and stuff. But that's why I want to give you this sort of framework to think about this. That money is not like other things, It's not like playing tennis or like a sport, It's not like a sport where, oh, I can just like, I just want to be good at this sport. Then I just play like once a week, That'll be good. money, if you want to be like decent or good, some of you might have to give it your all, 7 days a week, every single thing, just to have that, decent amount of money. Everyone's different again, but this is what I've seen and what I've observed so far. It's better to be the norm of the rule. It's better to follow the advice of the norm of the rule rather than the exception of the rule, rather than thinking like, oh, I'll be super lucky, I'm able to like work like 4 days a week and stuff, 4 hours a week and stuff and get rich. That might happen to some lucky people, but for most people it's quite the opposite. You need to work 7 days a week to make a decent living, or make a good amount of money with your side income or new income stream. You can see even Kobe Bryant, he trains 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for 6 months out of the year. And he always said in an interview that when his friends party, he doesn't, he goes back to train. And during the off seasons, when people, you can see this is off season, During his on season, he's probably working 7 days a week. This is his off season. You can read on the article. This is like when he has no games, no competition. He even still trains 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, 6 months out of the year. So that shows you the entire insane devotion he has. And he even said that, when his friend parties and stuff, he works out, he trains. And even after a competition, when they even won, a lot of people like, party, like chill, celebrate. He goes back to the ring to practice and train, And that's why he's the best in the world. So my real life examples, that I really reflected in my life on how I get more done, especially when I was first starting out, When I was first starting out, I didn't have anybody to like help me and stuff. If you have people helping you, that's the best, Maybe if you have someone who can help you and stuff, that's how you multiply your output. But let's say when you're first starting out, you're by yourself. I reflected how I got more done, and I, managed to get to my goals faster, achieve more in a less amount of, in a shorter amount of time frame. For example, when I'm in an Uber, sometimes like it's good to not spoil your eyes and like look outside and stuff, Or maybe you're in a new scenery and stuff. It's good to like look out the window and stuff. But for me, like a lot of times when I'm, when someone is driving me and stuff, I'm able to get a lot done on my phone, And I always pre-plan. If I know it's gonna be like a long ride, that I would pre-plan what I would do, in a car with my phone and stuff. And even when traveling on a plane, I don't like waste time there, I listen to podcasts or things or get some work done or whatever gets me closer to my goals. And even sometimes when I'm at an event, occasion, like just idle time, just get stuff done on my phone and stuff. And that's my own definition of how obsessed I am with my work, and getting closer to my goals of wealth creation, I think of it even when I'm in a car, in a plane, like at an event, outside and stuff. When I have time to not doing something, when I have time that I'm not doing anything, I'll do my work, Unless like you're meeting people, having some sort of meaningful conversation with people and stuff, But the moment I find that I have nothing to do, I would straight think in the back of my mind, like, how can I get some work done right now, So maybe these are just some examples. Or maybe you're at an event, occasion, not good use of your time, you can just leave, And also another example as well, like before I meet somebody, like to meet up at a gathering and stuff, it's a lot of time and energy spent, So I plan really efficiently. Let's say a friend wants to meet me and stuff, I can say like, I'm already going to this area for lunch. I say like, hey, just meet me at this place where I always have lunch. This time to this time, 1 hour block, that's all, just as a precautionary. So if you have more time, you can always extend. You find the conversation's not going anywhere, you can always say, oh, I gotta go right now. Sometimes I'll arrange it at night when I'm less productive, not in the morning when I'm the most productive. Sometimes you can organize group meetings and stuff. Rather than meeting one person, you can, let's say you have to meet 3 people. Rather than meeting each of them at an individual basis, we can meet all of them together. That's more productive, isn't it? And just plan more efficiently, So these are examples that I've been using in my own life that has helped me get a lot done, more than most people in a short time frame, that really reflected, what has been my productivity secret and stuff. This has been one of it. And the final reminder, maybe in a different module, we've already covered this and stuff, the Eisenhower matrix, and you gotta keep this at the back of your mind now. So with your to-do list, especially when you're, in life or your work and stuff, you'd have an endless amount of things to do, So you just always bucket in your back of your mind, or just draw it or write it out, What are the urgent, important tasks? Things that are urgent and important, you do it right now, Things that are not urgent but it's important, you schedule it to do right after your urgent and important stuff. So whatever is urgent and important, you do it right now. Then after that, you do the not urgent but important stuff. Then the urgent but not important, if you can delegate that out, or if you can just, get it done maybe at the end of the day when you're less productive, just as a checklist, just get it all done. That's cool. The not urgent, not important task, that one you can just, maybe you can just keep delaying it. And what I find useful is I either put it on my iPhone notes or Google Sheet. So sometimes, when I have an endless amount of things to do, I always think I always just take 5 minutes and think what's my most urgent, important task I need to get done right now? I'll just list them out and I'll just prioritize in the order, the most urgent, important stuff, I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this order that I got to do, And I always have this at the back of my mind, Especially when you're advancing more and stuff, when you're making more and stuff, this gets even more important, So I hope this module helps and shed some light in terms of what has helped me so far, in terms of how I get a lot of things done in a shorter amount of time frame compared to some people and stuff, and talk to you on the next module.